GM Sprinkles here with another video. Welcome back. Today we're answering Craig David's question. What's your flavor? Baby, tell me what's your flavor? Ooh! That's it. We're talking about the Cypher System flavors. Just a heads up before I start the video, on my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, I did release a character sheet of a weird character that I made. I did put the link in the description below for the character sheet, so if you are interested in that, check that out. Otherwise, let's get on with the video. So, first of all, to my players that are listening, this may come to a shock to you, but I've actually been teaching you how to use flavors incorrectly. It's not that I didn't know. I'm not going to say I made a mistake. I knew that I was teaching you the wrong way. I just decided that this was easy for me. And we'll go through at least the actual right way. And then towards the end of the video, I'll describe what I actually do and why I think it's easier to understand, it's easier to use, and it hasn't seemed to be a problem in my games anyway. So my understanding after reading the Cypher System Revised Rulebook is that flavors are just another type that is made by a discussion with a player and a GM. So the player and the GM, they sit down, they have a discussion, they go, look, I want to make a warrior mixed with magic. And the GM says yay or nay, and they go ahead and they work together with the player to make a more customized, more unique type list of abilities that the player can pick from. So if you look on the screen now, there is a flowchart, and up the top right, you'll see your magic flavor, and on the top left, you will see the type that we're using, which is warrior, and then they point down to the middle, which is what the combine that make. So we're looking at making a spell sword, which is going to be the combination of a warrior and magic flavoring. We're going to go for a bit of a feel for a character that might run into battle with a sword or an axe or something, and they can also cast spells, and they're going to use it to augment their abilities, their martial abilities, while in combat. So we'll notice here that I've only done the first 3 tiers. So for tier 1, you will notice that I have removed No Need for Weapon and replaced it with Hedge Magic. I've removed the warrior ability Overwatch for Entangling Force, Quick Throw with Magic Training, and Swipe with Mental Leak. And for tier 2, I've also gone ahead and removed Crushing Blow with Concussive Blast, Reload with Force Field, Successive Attacks with Lock, and lastly for tier 3, I've swapped out Deadly Aim for Distant Viewing, Spray with Fire Bloom, and Trick Shot for Vigilance. So as you can see here, the player now has a new list of abilities, some from magic flavoring and some from their original warrior type. This new type that we've made, the Spell Sword, is going to be no real advantage or disadvantage to the player, and it does just make their warrior feel that little bit more unique to another warrior at the table. And I know that focuses kind of already do this because one focus per player, and you already have that unique feel, and a warrior with one focus is going to feel very different to another warrior with a different focus, but it just makes it feel more unique. And if a player really wants to go for that magic warrior type thing, then they can really do that with the flavors. Or if you wanted to make a stealthy warrior or my character that I've made, I've got a mercenary warrior who's flavored in tech because they do a lot of hacking, and they jump from ship to ship and kind of hack and steal things like that. So that's kind of how the flavors work. You just can really get a character that you've got in your mind to paper. And that's the great thing about Cypher System. It just gives you the tools to edit the current types to make those changes and really get you into the character and play the character that you want to play. And there's no real advantages. Like, the player still has the same amount of abilities as any other warrior. They just have some different abilities they can pick from. And that's not really a big advantage, because if another player at the table, they want to be an explorer and they want to flavor into like knowledge skills, like the knowledge flavor, they can do that as well. And there's no real advantage. It just makes your character feel more unique and more what you want it to be. Now the way that I use flavors is I just get the player to come to me and tell me what they want to flavor into. So if they're an explorer, if they want to flavor into stealth, I have a look through the stealth abilities, see if any of it's not going to work with my campaign, and tell them, cool, we can do this, go ahead. Maybe if it's something else, maybe it's magic they want to flavor into, and some of the magic abilities are a bit too overpowered for my setting, I might say, yep, that's fine, just can't pick this ability or this ability. So at the end of the day, they have 2 different ability lists they can pick from. And that hasn't seemed to really break the game or anything, so that seems to work fine for me. And honestly, it's a lot easier to explain to players. I can see that may not work for some other campaigns if you're really going for a certain feel. Currently, I am running a very high fantasy sci-fi setting, so pretty much everything in the Cypher book actually just goes. So I don't have to worry about that. But I could see if you're going for a very low fantasy or very low magic setting, you might not want to have every single ability from the magic flavoring in your world, and I can kind of get that. So it might take a bit more work that way, but I still think it's just easier to maybe just say nope, nope, nope to these ones, and yes, 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 yes to these ones. And that's much easier to explain to your players, just have 2 ability lists. That's how I use flavors, but how do you use flavors? Put that down in the comments below, I'd love to hear. And if I'm completely wrong and I shouldn't be using flavors this way, please put that in the comments and tell me why that's the case, because I haven't found any problem with it. But if there is something that I'm missing, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you do want to see what I'm up to and what else I'm working on, or what characters that I'm putting out in the world, you can definitely follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. If you don't have any friends, just share with your work colleagues. Share me with them, that way my videos can start circulating. Enjoy your day, keep rolling those dice, but don't let them define you.